They give out an extended warning. An extended warning that we have to stop. We have to put a stop to the politicians. We have to put a stop to the politicians. We got to put a stop to religion. We got to put a stop to many things that are threatening our freedoms and our basic ways of life. We've got to put an end to things that are threatening our freedom. I've seen some videos where white cops are very, very bad to black people and even kill black people. I've seen videos, I've seen that on the TV our world has become more and more corrupt. And they sing about cancel culture. I know what's going on. They just want us to be miserable. They want us to have a miserable life. Well, they think the best thing you can do is try to have a good life, good as you can. There's people in government who they're full of hate and pride, and there's people in religion that are so full of hate and pride that it's ridiculous. There's way too many restrictions, way too many rules. Everything is being restricted. More and more of our freedom is being taken away, and more and more of our freedom is being taken away, and it's going to get a lot worse until you won't be free. You won't be free. You won't be free. And there's a crazy mental insanity. Ooh, you gotta be careful of what you say nowadays. Such mentally. That is political correctness. Religiously correct. This is why I don't care for politics, I don't care for religion. When do we get rid of it all? It's useless anyways. It doesn't serve no purpose. When you call the police, you think the police help you? The police don't take the side of the victim. The police and the whole government and even religion, they take the side of the one that's doing harm to you. They're all on their side. They know who to pay. They know who to pay. There's people that can buy certain politicians and certain liberal lawyers. They know who to pay. They get what they want. Isn't this wrong? Isn't this wrong? What would happen if we had no politics, no religion? We'd be living in a much better world. And they say, well, if we had no law enforcement, then there would be complete chaos, like back in the Western cowboy days. Well, I've seen that in the Western cowboy days, things were not as bad as what they are now. Because cowboys, they had a way. Cowboys, they had a way of enforcing their own law. They had the way of enforcing their own law. They said, oh, but we revert back to the cowboy days. Well, you know, son, the cowboy days were the better days, trust me. The cowboy days were the better days. Things were better back then. There wasn't as much corruption. Nowadays, things are a lot worse ever since we got government and politics and law enforcement. Things are even worse now. We were better off back in cowboy days. As a matter of fact, were better off when we were way back in caveman days. Way back in prehistoric times. Yeah, I know we didn't have cars, right? Well, another thing we didn't have car accidents. A lot of the trouble we have today is because we feel we need government. We feel we need law enforcement. We feel that we need politicians. We feel that we need religion. You know, so we don't need to do that. If you read the book of Samuel, the first book of Samuel, chapter 8, the first book, First Samuel, chapter 8 says, and so Yah preferred to give them no king. Yah has preferred to give them no king. In Samuel 8, they asked for a king. They said to Samuel, "You're too old. We would like a king like the other nations." You know, this is ancient Israel that requested the king. And so the Most High preferred not to give them a king because you know why? But they finally gave them a king because this is what they want. They said, no, let us not obey Yah, but let us obey a king, but not Yah. And I'll tell you, if you obey Yah, it's much better than having a king. Much better than having religion, much better than having politics, much better than having government, much better than having religion, because you know why? They're all corrupt, and they love killing people. And that's exactly why I said to that at first. I prefer not to give you a king. And he said, because if I gave you a king, you would be greedy and selfish and arrogant. You would steal your money away from you, push your daughters to work making perfume, push your sons to work making military technology from. You would kill and do all kinds of bad things. But no, that's stupid. The Israelites were just plain stupid. still wanted the king rather than serve Yah. They wanted the king to beat them up, steal their money and kill them, put their sons and daughters to work in slavery. And this is what the first book of Samuel, chapter 8, is all about. That when the Most High said the reason not have a king because he knew the king would be proud and arrogant and greedy and selfish and steal and kill and beat people up, steal and kill and take their money and pillage and all that other kind of stuff, set buildings on fire because the kings said they were barbaric and evil and corrupt. This is why the Most High said, I prefer not to give you a king. Because he knew. Why don't we all just, you know what to do? Things are getting worse. And things are getting worse. And politicians and police, law enforcement, politicians, government, religions, businesses, everything is all getting more and more corrupt. It's going to get a lot worse. But as it says in the scriptures, if those will fall down on their hands and knees and humble themselves and seek the face of their God, Yah, then we'll hear from heaven. And I think that's in the book of Chronicles. I'm not really sure it's in Chronicles. I think Chronicles chapter 7 says, if those who humble themselves will humble themselves and seek the face of Yah God, then we'll hear from heaven, and then he will heal their land. The politicians are corrupt. They're evil. They're all evil and they're all corrupt. Don't think the politician's your friend. The politician is your worst enemy. And these liberal lawyers and politicians, something? Religion, get that nonsense out of your head. Religion's not godly. Religion is the evil, satanic thing. Something? Why take my word for it? If you don't believe me, why don't you try and find a video on YouTube titled "The Tales of Religion" by Open Diary. Open Diary, The Tales of Religion, where they tell you how religion is an idol and is false and it's all satanic. They're all the same. Religion is not the godly organization you think it is. They disguise themselves. All religions, there's this pastor named Pastor Charles Dowell. Pastor Charles Dowell said, who told you that the way the salvation's through Christianity? Who told you? I don't know the specific name of that video. But he mentioned, and like check Open Diary, and the name of their video by Open Diary is The Tales of Religion. How they reveal religion is not the godly institution. Religion is not the godly organization you think it is. You've been misled and lied to. Religion is the most satanic, and I don't care what religion. They're all the same thing. They're all cut from the same cloth. They're all derived from the same nest. They all are from the same tree. They're all dirty, vile, filthy, corrupt. Religion is not godly, it's satanic. Religion is evil and it's satanic. Do you really want to be free? If you really want to be free, it means getting out of religion. It means just making the clean break. If you really want to get free, if you really want to get free, you really want to be free to serve the true Creator. If you really want to be free, okay, now I'm saying if you really and truly, I mean, no guff. No hang about, no guff. If you really and truly want to be free, you will give up religion. You will throw religion in the garbage where it belongs. You throw all that stuff right in the garbage where it belongs because it's pure garbage. If you really want to be free, you'll give those things up. If you love Yah, if you love God, if you love the Most High enough, if you love Him that much, if you really love Yah that much, you really love God, you really love God as much as you claim, then it means then in that case, if you love God, then I dare you to give up religion. Because if you have the choice between God and religion, which one would it be? Now, the Most High says you cannot have two masters. He says, because you'll hate the one and love the other. Love the one and hate the other. So you cannot have two masters. So which is it going to be? Do you love God or do you love religion? You can only have only one. So make your pick. Which one do you want? God or religion? And I think that's if you really and truly that you love God, it means saying bye-bye to religion forever. And not even feeling it. Don't cry about it. Don't cry about it. After you've given up religion, laugh. Laugh because you know what? That's when your real salvation is gonna come to you. That's when you're gonna receive your real salvation. Not what their church is saying, but that's when you're gonna receive your real salvation. And it gets so much better than just that. I mean, How about eternal life? No more death, no more dying. Living forever with your Creator, living forever with your Creator, never ever getting sick again, never ever dying again. You know what I mean? It says somewhere in Isaiah. I wish I could remember where in Isaiah it says about this, but in the book of Isaiah. So it all depends. You really want to follow the Most High, give up religion completely, throw it in the garbage. You know, I gave up religion because I love Yah, the Most High, my Creator, so much. I love my Creator so much that I gave up religion from. I gave up religion in exchange for the real and true Creator of all things. I gave up religion. I gave that up all because I love the Creator a lot more than I love religion. So I knew something had to go. My favorite was Yah, so I went with my Creator because my favorite was my Creator. I loved Him a lot more than I ever loved the religion. And I knew that I could only have only one. It's just when you get married, you know you can only have one spouse, one wife. You know what it's like to be married, and how you can only have one wife. And after when you have the one wife, you know, no girlfriends on the side, no none of that. You got your girlfriend, you married her, she is your wife. So the same thing, that's your spouse. So same thing, it's like you know, Yah's your spouse, so you can have none of these other ones on the side, like religion or this or the other. I'm not saying that it's wrong to have a little bit of money, little bit of entertainment, little bit of this, little bit of maybe a little bit of fever sport. But just as long as you don't have it more than, more than the Most High. I try to explain things to the best of my abilities, and hopefully I'm reaching at least someone out there. Someone. And the more I can reach, the better. The more I can reach, the better. But anyways, if you can really see, our freedom is really being taken away from us. Our freedom is really being taken away from us. And it's not gonna, I know because I can see what's coming down the pipeline. And it doesn't look good. I see fascism, totalitarianism. I see totalitarian ungodly dictatorship coming down the pipe. But then this is what Yah says in Chronicles. Oh, who will humble themselves and seek thy face, the Most High. Oh, who will humble themselves and seek the face of the Most High. He will hear from heaven, and He will heal their land, them and their land, and He will get rid of the things that are not right in their life. And this is what the Most High will do. I mean, and that may mean, like the Most High, He'll put the fiery hedge of protection around you so that your enemies can't do nothing to you. I mean, if you watch a movie, The Ten Commandments, you saw that back then the enemy to the Israelites, Moses and Aaron, their enemy was the Pharaoh of Egypt. But what happened to him? God threw him and his army in the Red Sea. So you see that we do have a God or a Yah. We'll say his real name is John, so we should be calling him by his real name. His real name is not God, it's Yah. But if we will humble ourselves and seek his face, he says that if we will humble ourselves and seek his face and repent, he says that he will hear from heaven and he will heal our land and he will heal us. And he will even put the fiery hedge of protection around us that not even our enemies can do anything to us. And so now,
Michael, what are you talking about?